Most people will think they hate kale, and for a long time I wasn't a fan either. But the truth is, it's not kale that's the problem, it is how we treat it. Today we're going to change that, because once you know how to work with kale, it becomes one of the healthiest, most versatile, and genuinely delicious greens in your kitchen. I'll be honest, I did not grow up eating kale. It is something I discovered after moving to the US, and once I learned how incredibly good it is for us, I knew I had to make it a part of my everyday cooking. And if you're thinking, oh, kale, just yet another health trend. No, it is not. Kale is loaded with vitamins, packed with antioxidants, and full of fiber and anti-inflammatory compounds. It's also one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, great for your heart, your skin, your digestion, and even for your immune system. So today, I'm going to show you how to prepare kale and make it taste good with 3 filling, healthy, and delicious salad recipes you can make in just 15 minutes. Before we jump into the first recipe, let's quickly talk about kale. The 2 types you'll see most often are curly kale, the one with frilly edges and the firm, sturdy texture, and lacinato kale, also called dinosaur or Tuscan kale, with long, flat, darker leaves and a more delicate feel. For these recipes, we're using curly kale. That's the standard green kale you'll find in most supermarkets. It holds up well, has great texture for salads, and it's the easiest kind to find just about anywhere. Alright, let's start with the Kale Quinoa Salad. This one is hearty, full of texture, and perfect for meal prep. We'll start by washing the kale and removing the thick stems. We'll fill a salad spinner with water and swish the kale around with our hands to loosen any grit, and then drain and spin it dry. I think a salad spinner is the easiest way to clean leafy greens thoroughly, but if you do not have one, you can drain them and use a clean kitchen towel to dry the leaves as best as you can. Now, whatever you do not skip removing the stem, as it really matters for flavor and texture. Those tough center ribs don't break down easily, and they can make the salad feel coarse and hard to chew. We'll then chop it up as thinly as we can. Again, another important step because smaller pieces are easier to chew and digest. Now that the kale is prepped, we'll set that aside for a minute and make the dressing. The dressing has 2 jobs here. It's going to flavor the salad, but it also gives us the oil, acid, and seasoning we need to massage the kale and help soften it. You'll see what I mean in just a second. In a small bowl, we'll whisk together half a cup of olive oil, 4 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 small minced garlic, 1 teaspoon Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon kosher salt, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. We'll give it a good whisk until it is fully emulsified and creamy. Next, we'll bring the kale back in, drizzle about half of the dressing over it. Using clean hands or tongs if you prefer, we'll massage the dressing into the kale for about a minute. What we're doing here is working that oil, acid, and salt into the leaves to break down some of the toughness. As you go, you'll feel the texture change. It will soften and darken slightly, which is what we exactly want. In my own learning to love kale journey, this was honestly the turning point. Tasting kale side by side, massage versus not, it's night and day. The massage version is easier to chew and it actually tastes good. Now that the kale is softened, we're ready to build the rest of the salad. Into that bowl, we'll add 2 cups of cooked quinoa, 1 can of drained and rinsed chickpeas, 1 head of raw broccoli that I chopped into small pieces, and 1 ripe avocado that is cut into cubes. Now we forgot to film this part, but next we'll drizzle in the rest of the dressing and use tongs to gently toss everything together until it is evenly coated. To finish, we'll top it off with 1 cup of pomegranate seeds, or you can use dried cranberries, 1 cup of sliced almonds. I buy the toasted ones from Trader Joe's. And if you like, it's optional, but a cup of crumbled feta for some extra creaminess. We'll give it 1 final toss and that's it. It's colorful, satisfying, and holds up beautifully for meal prep. No wilting, no sogginess. Moving on. Our second salad is Kale and Avocado Salad. This one comes together even faster with fewer ingredients. We'll start by making a quick avocado lemon dressing, or sauce really. And just like in the last recipe, it has 2 jobs. Flavor the salad and to help soften the kale. Into a small bowl, we'll add 1 ripe avocado, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 clove of minced garlic, half a teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Then we'll mash everything together until it forms a smooth paste-like texture. Next, we'll bring in the kale we've already washed, dried, and sliced, and we'll add the avocado dressing right in and massage it into the kale using clean hands. Now, the reason I wanted to feature this recipe is to show you that you don't need a ton of oil to soften kale. Healthy fats like avocado do the job beautifully. Just take a minute to really work it into leaves. It doesn't have to take long. I mean, seriously, we're not going for a deep tissue massage here, just enough to coat each leaf and soften the texture. You could enjoy this salad just as is, but I like to jazz it up with a little crunch. I'm adding a handful of pine nuts here, but honestly, any nut will work. Walnuts, almonds, even pecans. And while nuts already taste great, a few minutes of toasting them in a skillet is the best way to bring out their flavor. The good news, it takes just a few minutes and you don't need anything else. No oil, no salt, just a dry skillet. Toss them around over medium heat until they're lightly golden and smell nutty. Then sprinkle them on top. I usually serve the salad just as is, but if you want to add a little extra flavor, a sprinkle of Parmesan on top works beautifully. And for a more protein-rich dinner, you can top it off with some sliced roasted chicken and call it a dinner. Either way, it's quick, nourishing, and surprisingly satisfying. Our final salad is pretty much my everyday lunch during fall months. It's cozy, satisfying, and brings together all those classic fall flavors. We'll start by making the maple Dijon dressing. Into a small bowl, we'll whisk together 1/4 cup of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, and a pinch of salt and black pepper. Next, we'll slice a small red onion as thinly as possible and then steep it right into the dressing. I like to do this because the acid in the dressing helps mellow the sharpness of the onion. We'll just let them hang out in the bowl while we prep the rest of the ingredients. For the salad base, we're using kale along with other sturdy veggies like shredded carrots and sliced red cabbage. I want all the colors of the rainbow here. And just like with the kale, the key is to slice everything nice and thin. That way it's easier to eat and everything blends together better. We'll pour the dressing and onions over the vegetables and give everything a good massage. This is why I love this salad. It's not just the kale. You can massage other hearty vegetables like cabbage and carrots right along with it to soften everything and make it more enjoyable to eat. While that rests for a minute, we'll slice up an apple as thinly as we can. I usually use a mandolin for this because it's quick and super consistent, but if you don't have one, a sharp knife works just fine too. Then we'll layer the apple slices on top and finish it off with a cup of sunflower seeds for extra crunch. You could use any nuts here, but I like sunflower seeds especially because they go really well with the sweet and tangy dressing and the crisp apple. All 3 of these kale salads can be prepped in advance and stored in an airtight container for 3 to 4 days in the fridge. So if you want something healthy and satisfying that is ready to go, these are perfect to keep on hand. As always, you'll find the full recipes on the blog. And if these convince you to make kale part of your weekly rotation, I've got plenty more where that came from, like my kale wart of chicken salad, Brussels sprouts and kale salad, and my fall harvest salad, just to name a few. If you end up making any of these kale salads, let me know in the comments or tag me on Instagram so I can see your creations. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps more people to find these kinds of recipes. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. And the last one. What are you seeing there? It actually tastes good. Something's off there.